mustache.
Looks like a hand. Does it matter if it touches the finger, or is that considered part of the hand?
I would assume, but I don't know.
I'm
Google it.
soccer. I mean, other than my wife's Brazilian, and that makes me Brazilian.
Yeah, sort of. All right, speaking of soccer, we had the pleasure to meet our next guest a couple days ago at the announcement of a new, well, it's not a new league, it's a new league coming to Tampa Bay. Andrew Haines, how are you, sir?
Good, thanks for having me.
We appreciate your time. Co-owner of not only the local team, which I have a question to ask about the Tampa Bay Strikers. I don't know if you were asked this at the press conference.
Not then, but since.
Okay.
Sure, I know what you're going to ask.
Well, and it's funny because, and we've already briefly talked about it, as soon as I sat down, there was this young kid in the front row, and he's typing away, and I made a comment. He kind of looked at me. I go, well, you're too young to know. And then Kevin O'Donnell made the same comment. So let's get right into it. The name of the team is the Tampa Bay Strikers. For us old folk, we remember the Fort Lauderdale Strikers, the hatred with the Tampa Bay Rowdies in the Tampa Bay area. Makes sense, Strikers, Lightning, your strike, but give me your thoughts.
Well, I've been around a little bit, so I know about Fort Lauderdale Strikers, and, they've been defunct for, 6 years maybe or so. And so, when we looked at it, it came up. I ultimately made the final decision, you're always going to piss some people off here and there, but let me tell you, some of these Ralph's Mob and guys, they were a little busy with me, and I get it. And so, I think that, you can have your little research team do all kinds of stuff, but at the end of the day, you can definitely see them being upset with it. And, we didn't really take much of it as far as when we developed the name and everything, but we do like it. We think it fits. I think that people will grow to like it, and hopefully give us a chance once they see everything that we're going to be doing from now until kickoff. And just come out and check it out. The only women's professional team here. We have both the men's and the women's team, so a lot of them that I spoke to, because I get on Facebook, and when people start getting up in arms, I want to figure out what's going on, right?
Sure.
So reached out to some of them.
I would assume it's better to have a name that people may or may not like than a name that means nothing.
Well, I said at least people are talking about it right now, right? I guess. And they were joking about, I used to own the Florida Tropics. I was the founder of that in Lakeland, and so, I came up with that name because Semi-Pro was my favorite movie.
Oh, yeah.
And so they were talking trash a little bit about that too. I was like, well, I guess I'm not good at picking names.
Talk about the league itself, the NISL. It's been around, 4 teams, adding teams, obviously being Tampa Bay one of them.
Yeah, we started the league last year. I've owned sports teams for about 20 years, a lot of arena football, and been in soccer the last 10. We developed a new concept, having both a women's team and a men's team in every market, playing double headers. I think right now with just the way everything is going with soccer in America, and let's face it, our women's team is the best in the world.
Absolutely.
So why is there not more opportunity for women in soccer? And so all of us who founded the league, we've known each other for years. We all have daughters, as well. And so my daughter played in high school. Some of the others have daughters playing now or are getting grown as well. So it's kind of a new concept. We weren't sure how it would go off last year. I've never had women's professional sports before. So we were really looking at that, really focused on the product. And the product was great. And the women's especially, I was blown away. And so much positive feedback. And indoor soccer is not like outdoor soccer. And a lot of times, the outdoor, like the Ralph's Mob and those, a lot of them don't like indoor because it's not the traditional game. But those games are very physical and high scoring. And when you go and you see the passion and all that aggression out there, I like it because I'm a football guy, So I like seeing people get hit into the wall, like arena football, like hockey. So this is a good mix of that.
Where are you going to get the talent pool from? Who is that? How do they apply? Are there tryouts?
Both. We since the press conference, I've probably gotten about 50 submissions online just of players from all over the world, not just here. A lot local. But once we get our head coach hired, it's going to be their job to reach out to all these colleges. We really want to find those local and regional players. It does a couple things. From a business standpoint, it's less expensive if I don't have to get
Moving.
visas
Yeah.
and house, the entire team. And then it gives me more people that have ties to the community, hopefully, or at least friends and family.
Sure.
And, that starts helping. And when you have two teams, now I have 30 players between two teams. If most of them are regional or have ties and are being able to pull some fans here and there, that can help boost our attendance by 1,000 just from that.
Let me ask you this, because we addressed this, and I don't know the answer. Male, female, both teams are going to play the same night. Will they alternate, and sometimes the female will be the later game,
Yeah.
and vice versa?
Yeah, we don't have it set. It's different in every market. Last year in Memphis and Fayetteville, which are teams that I owned, we did the men's games first on Saturdays and Sundays, women's games first on Monday through Friday. And we tried to be consistent with it, but we're going to kind of look at it and see what makes the most sense this season. But, we want to give everybody an opportunity to see both games. And last year, the average fan stayed about a game and a half.
I didn't get a chance to come to the press conference, so this may be a silly question, but
It will be.
I can't believe you didn't make it. Man, who is this guy?
Well, I was busy. I was,
You were
I was
busy?
working on my foot drills because I'm going to be the head coach.
Okay, all right. I
I'm
got
working
it.
for the job. So the name is the same for men's and women's team?
Yeah.
So same name.
Yeah, when we first launched it, that was one thing we really talked about. Do we separate the name? And we just found and kind of thought through, like, it's better to just have one brand.
Sure, I like it.
And so a lot of teams overseas do that as well.
Okay.
They have the women's team that's the exact same name. So, it's a lot easier for us.
Any future co-ed league?
I brought that up like mid-season because I was like, man, it's pretty good. And our team in Memphis practiced men's and women's together.
Sure.
And some of the drills they'll do head-to-head, and then some of them, they separate on. But it really creates a good competition between the teams too. Guys don't want to get beat, and then
Right.
the girls want to, show that they're at the same level. So
Sure.
it makes it really highly competitive.
And I say this jokingly, but just in case Leslie Lacey is listening, by doing something like that, it's giving great exposure to the men, who are playing against the women who are better, in Team USA than the males. That's for you, Leslie. You think? All right. Talk about tickets. Very cost efficient.
Yeah, I mean, we tried to make it where, the average family can come out and they don't have to mortgage their house to come out. So,
But if they need a mortgage, I found out you're involved in all that stuff.
yeah, listen, I mean, the Haines Group, if you need any real estate help, definitely can help you here or in Tennessee in case you have listeners up there.
Well, we do.
No, I mean, we want to make it affordable. Group tickets start at around $15. Season tickets start at $120. And you get both games. So really, it's 10 dates, 20 games for $120. Now, if you want to sit up front, it's a little bit more, but it's still under $500 for the season for the most premium seats that we have. So very, very affordable. We'll have some deals here and there. But one of the things that we try to do with that is we do a lot of camps and clinics. So we do a lot of clinics for youth prior to the games. And that ties in with tickets where they can come out for, I think in Memphis they were $50, $60. You get 2 tickets to the game, you get a 2-hour clinic.
Wow.
They're getting taught by the players, and it builds those relationships.
For sure. You mentioned, you asked me about arena football and did I like it. I told you I was going to tell you a story. So we had 10 tickets, my family, front row, end zone at the Trop. I'm probably the only person ever to do this. This won't surprise you. I called the corporate office and complained. The cheerleaders were blocking my view, because I was right there, and you want to get the football. You want
The
to.
only guy that has
Exactly.
ever complained
Yep.
about that.
I loved watching the cheerleaders. I just didn't want them in the way of me trying to enjoy the
Can
game.
you please move?
Exactly. Exactly. When does everything kick off? Well, first you got to put a team together.
Yeah, I mean, it started since, a few months back, and we wanted to wait until the press conference kind of see what other kind of candidates we'd get for the coaching position. So we've got some highly qualified candidates there.
And some unqualified
And
ones.
I mean, maybe if we have a youth team where there's no kids, we might be able to get him to coach it. I
I'm
don't.
great for that.
Or a senior citizen league.
Yes.
He may be perfect for
I
that.
got bingo already. I'll just bring him over.
So I'm trying to think how to word this because I spoke to Martin yesterday. I mean, any interest in somebody like a Martin Gramatica who kind of has a name in the Tampa Bay area?
I mean, we're looking for the best possible candidate, you know. So I mean, we're not afraid to be unconventional. Like we're willing to look at anything. Obviously, you know, he's a world-class athlete. He knows how to win. You know, he's a winner. Those are important things that we're looking for.
I think he'll say he was a world-class athlete.
Well, okay.
That's what he said.
We all were
Exactly.
something.
At some point.
But no, I mean, I think, you know, obviously his position and his background with soccer is great. The indoor game's a little different, so just kind of diving in, talking to people. But you know, I want to get a hold of Ocho Cinco. I saw he plays soccer in the Tampa Bay area a lot. Like at some of these,
Yeah, we can do that.
yeah, we need him signed. I will sign him today.
To play or to be
To play.
Yeah, there you go.
He is still a freak of nature. I don't know if
I'll
you've
get you
seen.
connected to him.
Yeah, we'll reach
We
out.
have the same boxing coach.
Okay, good.
Talk about logos, colors, you know, the decisions that went into all that.
We have like a team of people. I'm not that smart when it comes to that. Like I'm the worst when all that comes into it. But I mean, you know, it all kind of just started with initial concepts. Once we narrowed down the final few names, then it, you know, I think the colors here. No, we did submit that as part of it. But you know, sometimes we let the designers, you know, come up with their own ideas too, outside of what we did. Like I wasn't thinking a circular shield. You know, I was thinking, you know, something different in my head. But when I saw the circular crest, I was like, man, that looks nice. And you know, we got the magnets, and we have a lot of stuff. Like we're gonna get stickers, so a lot of stuff that's gonna look good out there, easy to print, and it's recognizable with the colors. And we wanted to keep it simple. Sometimes people get a little too crazy with, you know, the logos and the branding, and we want to keep it simple so you see it, you know exactly what it is. I mean, it's pretty hard to miss a big soccer ball with some lightning bolts and
Self-explanatory.
You know, yeah.
Well, where's the other team? If you're adding Tampa, I'm assuming you're adding another team.
Well, we are in talks. I mean, I'm personally in talks with a lot of arenas to grow.
Do you
the
talk
league.
to yourself, seeing that you're an owner and a co-owner of other teams?
I do. I have conference calls. Sometimes I just get on Zoom by myself. You know? I mean, I have to entertain myself.
Right, for sure.
But no, I mean, we I'm really in growth mode. My goal with Michael Taylor, who's my prime partner here, he's also my prime partner in all the teams. Our goal is to develop 10 to 15 teams over the next 3 to 5 years that are under our portfolio. And so there's a lot of benefits to that, and really it's about being more efficient and being able to operate and share services, and when you're out selling sponsorships and things like that, there's a lot of ways that it will boost every team, especially when we're a minor league, so we don't have huge staffs like, you know, the major league teams here. So we have to be very efficient. We have to wear many hats. But expansion-wise, I anticipate we'll have one other team that'll be a great rival for here. It's not going to be Fort Lauderdale Strickers. Somebody said Fort Lauderdale Rowdies. I guess we'll call them.
That would be awesome. That would be classic.
Now, I'm just the idiot that would do that.
Yeah.
Though, so.
And I'm the one that would promote it because that would be awesome.
Both.
Well, you know, it's funny that you say that, Coach, in both, because I wanted to ask you this. When you're a part owner of different teams, how difficult will that be? It's kind of like being an agent for two fighters that are fighting each other.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to root, but don't you want to root for your team?
It's very bizarre because, you know, like I said, I've been in it 20 years, and I'm like that crazy owner that gets fined by the league for, like, yelling at the refs, throwing water.
Oh, we're going to be best friends.
Stuff like that. Okay. So that was my. Now I'm getting older. I'm more mature now.
Now we're not best friends again.
I have a button down on today. I'm not wearing flip flops.
I am.
But you know, it's tough. It's kind of I equate it to like your kids playing, you know, against each other, and you want them both to do well.
Not necessarily.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll say that to the kids at least. Oh man,
That's my favorite.
No, but it is tough, and it's hard to get into the games like I like to. And that's one of the things I like about the sports. I'm hyper competitive. I'm old and fat now, so I can't play.
Now we're best friends again.
Yes. So I can eat my nachos and watch the game and yell at the refs. But I get to do that when we play the teams that we don't own. And we have 2 other partners in the league that own the other 2 teams from last year. They're going to grow theirs as well. They're not going to grow quite as rapidly as our plan, but so we'll at least have a couple teams we can beat up on and really talk some trash. And
Cool.
But my other teams, now they all feel like they're the redheaded stepchild, though. They all think that I favor the other one, so.
But that's good. Everybody, you want them all to think that, because now they're going to go out of their way. They're going to try to do other things.
Yeah.
How long is the season, and like how many games per week or per month, or what are we looking at?
The season will start in December sometime and end in mid-April. Once we get the dates from all the facilities, we'll have the schedule together probably in September, but it'll be 20 games, 10 home, 10 away. And the seasons we're extending a little bit because we had more weekday games last year, and we want to play more Friday, Saturday, Sundays. So we extended it a few weeks, and we shrank it to 20 instead of 24 games. So, I mean, I would say it's probably going to average about a game and a half a week. So there might be some weeks where we'll play 2. And some of the further travel games, if we could play 2 games in a weekend in Fayetteville, North Carolina, I mean, it saves, $10,000, $20,000 just by playing a back-to-back because of travel and other expenses.
Where, and I'm sure you've thought this far out, championship game, will it be in Tampa, or will it be where the team, well, that would be Tampa too, playing in will there be a set location, kind of Super Bowl-ish, or?
That's what we did last season, and I think it worked out well because basically we were small last year. We only had 4 teams, so everyone made the postseason. So we made it like a weekend, where we had playoff games and then championship day. I think we haven't decided yet, but we've been talking about that, and we've been talking about even considering like an expansion market. Like, hey, where are we playing next year that we're about to announce that maybe we can kind of kick off there. Smart. I know Columbus wants to host it. Obviously, we want to host it in one of our markets. I'd love it to be here because this is where I'm living.
Sure.
Most of the time. So we'll probably decide that in the next few months, though.
How can people reach out to you, purchase tickets? When will tickets go on sale, and how soon can they purchase them?
Season tickets are available now, so you can purchase those now. tvstrickers.com. If you like the name, you can call me on my cell phone. And I'll put that number out.
If you're a Rowdy's fan.
If you don't like the name, don't call me.
Matt, give them your number, so if they don't like it, they can call you.
Yeah, call Matt, our coach. Call our coach.
Oh, that's all we need.
That's it. I was born to be a coach.
Website?
tvstrikers.com.
Cool.
So.
Well, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna. I'll tell you, it's going to be a lot of fun. So
the only thing that kind of threw me, other than the name Strickers, when I was at the press conference, is you made a comment that there have been some shutouts.
Yeah.
When you think arena, whether it's arena football or arena soccer, there used to be an arena soccer team here. You wouldn't ever think of a shutout. So I think that would be just as exciting because it's indoor.
It was, and I think our first ones were. It might have been like the first week or 2 of the season in Memphis, and the goalkeeper up there has played for me with the Tropics, and he played for my team in St. Louis before that. So he had a lot of experience, and that was his first ever shutout. With being a new league, a lot of the players that we got were not veteran players. So we didn't go after a ton of veteran players. Every team had maybe 3 or 4 veteran players. The rest were like guys and gals out of college, and all the girls were rookies. So it takes a little while to get used to that indoor game, because if you're not used to the walls and somebody passes the ball off the wall and runs around you the other way, you're looking at the ball and they're around you and then they score.
Right.
So yeah, it's definitely not common, but it is exciting, especially in the last minute of play, and there's a lot of shots coming at the goalkeeper. Everyone's on their seat.
So in regards to your goalkeeper, have you ever heard of a technique where the coach makes them run around the goalpost twice and then they fire a shot? Have you ever heard of that technique in training?
No.
Come on, it's phenomenal. I invented it.
It sounds like something that we should probably implement.
Yeah.
So Randy's child, who is not the favorite, was forced to do that as a goal.
Well, hold on. He's the one not moving, so he now is my favorite.
That was Randy's technique for he was a goaltender, and Randy made him run around twice before he fired shots.
And then you fired the shots out?
Yeah, and then I fired it, which meant nothing. You know, I basically rolled it to him, and if he stopped it, he didn't have to run it around 2 more times.
And the poor kid was probably 3 years old, wasn't he, when he was doing
Well,
that?
this was high school.
It was about an hour and a half ago.
Is that why you're sweating?
Yeah, it's. You don't think it's hot in here? I mean, it's. I think your air conditioner's
The
broken.
bingo lights behind you are warming up the room.
Yeah, that could be. Well, Andrew, thank you for stopping by. We are extremely excited. Anything that we can do at the station or in the show, we'd love to be involved, as long as it's not involving Matt being on the field or anything like that. We're in.
Shoot. We're going to have to re-talk about that then.
Well, I would like my seats to be on the bench so I don't have the cheerleaders in front of me.
All right, I'm going to tell you another story. You got 2 minutes?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to tell you a story. So Chuckles and I, we do a lot with bare knuckle, with BKFC.
Yeah.
So the fight is on a Saturday. This was a Friday at the weigh-in. So his wife comes over to me and says, Randy, where are you sitting for the fight? And I said, well, I'm inside the fenced area in the VIP section. And she goes, well, where is Mateo sitting? And I go, that last table all the way in the back by the parking lot, because I can't trust him to be anywhere near anything or he'll end up in the ring. The next day, guess where he ends up?
In the ring.
He's in the ring. He's now part of the team.
What are you doing?
So I'm doing a little bit of everything. A little head coaching.
It's this. Shut up.
Will you wear gloves on the bench?
I will, and I do. I wear gloves. I throw this mat under the stool. It collects all the blood and the sweat. Keep the canvas.
Thank you.
Well, this one's clean. This one's clean.
Sort of clean. But it collects all that so that it keeps the canvas dry so the fighters don't slip and fall. And get
So he ends up in the ring at every bare knuckle fight. And
safety.
So don't say anything about the field or the bench, or he will end up there.
Nice. Are there a lot of fights locally here?
So this is kind of a fight capital now. They're doing a lot of shows here. A lot of fighters are training
Next
out
Saturday,
here.
if you're in town,
Yeah.
we'd like to
I'm
bring you
here,
out.
yeah.
You
Okay.
should definitely come. It'll be amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get you tickets and
Okay.
hooked up for you to come out.
And, so it's a great time, and so I work myself into fighter safety. I also do soccer safety drills. I got a DJ.
And he knows nothing about anything. That's the craziness
That's the
of all
best
this.
part.
Yeah, we're the best part.
part.
I think it's the worst.
Semi-Pro is also my favorite movie. And
Yes.
Jackie Moon,
I
fighting
feel like I'm Jackie Moon.
working so hard
For
for
real.
4th place. Like,
I've never seen the movies.
Oh my goodness! How have you never seen that movie? What is wrong with you?
We were
We're gonna watch this together
it's
now.
a must.
we were at the Super Bowl broadcasting from Radio Row, and Joe Montega, who was in Godfather, and Ronnie, what's Ronnie's last name? Marmos, who just came to town. He does a one-man show.
I am Lenny Bruce.
I am not a comedian. I'm Lenny Bruce. And I did not know that Joe Montega was in Godfather when I said, I've never seen Godfather. And they said that was the same reaction. How have you not?
I used to make our team watch that on road trips. Like everybody knows that movie.
Great movie. And Jackie Moon.
I would promise to watch it, but that would be a lie.
Come on.
Like I did with Joe and Ronnie. I can't sit still long enough to watch a movie. I used to do a contest that if you name 10 movies and I've seen 7 of them, you win a prize. And I think only 2 people have ever won, one being my brother.
Wow.
Because I can't.
I'd name all kids movies then. You probably watch.
And you
them
may
with
have a
kids.
chance. Yeah, you definitely may have a chance. All right, let's go hit a quick break. Again, Andrew, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, congratulations.
Whatever you need from us, we're in. We can't wait. We'll be at opening day. Matt will be on the field. He'll probably do the coin toss.
that's a good idea.
Nothing would surprise me. All right, let's go hit a quick break. Coming to you live from Tournament de Pizza. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Son. We'll be right back.